Hello everyone, Russell Wright here, and I wanted to thank all of our members, and I wanted to share a video with of Nate, who I think is really a great AI developer. He's got many years in product development and product roadmaps in several tech stack layers, and of course I'll be talking to him here in the upcoming next week. So I want to show the video, and I'm going to start talking to you about it, because these are the use cases for all of you who are in a membership area, members.super-intelligent.ai. Free members, paid members, you're going to want to consider this from the perspective of SEO, search engine optimization, moving all the way over to answer engines, which is Search GPT and ChatGPT's new search engine. These are all things worth considering. So let's talk about some things.
You know, whenever a new model like OpenAI's O1 comes out, we all spend time trying to understand what it does. And if you look at the stories that are coming out over the last few days with O1, you're seeing people collectively scratching their heads, tapping on the keys, and figuring it out. Some people are just going for a straight wrapper. So Perplexity has just added O1 as a reasoning function inside Perplexity.
So let's stop and talk about that. Those of you who are in our information gain training for search engine optimization and content creation understand that Perplexity.ai is probably one of the more comprehensive answer engines. And speaking of it as an answer engine, you got to understand it's retrieval augmented search, meaning rather than just giving you a one-shot answer, like even the O1 Q-Star Strawberry that's just launched, it's designed to give you a whole bunch of references, and the citations of those references are collective, and we're going to get more into retrieval augmented search and how the gears inside that work.
That's it. They may integrate it into search later, but I think they don't like the performance cost that comes with a search that also includes a really extensive thinking time. That's my guess. You have developers talking about their workflows with O1, and they are disagreeing with each other, which I love. Some developers are saying, well, because Sonnet 3.5 is faster, I can get into my code faster. Some are saying, I prefer to draft in Sonnet, and I prefer to bug hunt and bug fix in O1. Others are saying O1 is good at architecture and Sonnet is good at execution for code. As someone who's written requirements a lot, I will say O1 looks really strong at writing tight requirements with fairly minimal inputs. You have to structure it a little bit, but I've seen an unexpected quality and completeness to those requirements that it writes. What else has been going on? People are doing the usual I built an app in one prompt thing, which I can't believe I'm saying. Now we're just saying the usual built an app in one prompt. But like O1 has built a chess app. O1 has apparently built a fully functioning web app with an API backend in one prompt. There's lots of things going around like that.
Just so you guys know, the O1 version is OpenAI's latest model. There's pre and another version of mini. This was Strawberry code. They called it Strawberry. And by the way, many of you may not know this, but the Strawberry function probably comes from the Matrix 4, in which in the new land of Zion, they're making AI-based. It's kind of dystopian, but the AIs are, all excited about the fact that they have real fruit in the virtual reality, the strawberry they're imitating. Anyway, that's something that a lot of people don't know. I will also say that Strawberry is also code for what was originally codenamed Q-Star, although recently, and I'll drop the links here, there has been a general, a retired U.S. Army or general, I believe, who understands cyber warfare, who has been brought on the board of directors of OpenAI. OpenAI is now very much closed AI, or Department of Defense AI. And as Nate is saying here, this thing is incredibly smart. It's chain of thought reasoning. It will stop to think. So think about that. Rather than just thinking about it as instant search, it's the probabilistic display of the next letters, characters, words, and chunks. It's actually stopping to think about different chain of thought reasoning and determining each step along the way whether or not the prompt stack that it has internally or the theory of mind that is going through is one of deep thinker. Please do refer to the book Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman, because you'll understand the difference between the early versions of ChatGPT and the Q-Star Strawberry O1 model. So in other words, although it's not human, okay, we're not talking about brain centers where system 1 and system 2 are at odds. For AI, it works very differently. The neural networks work entirely different, but O1 is by definition a castrated version of Q-Star, probably because the military industrial establishment has decided it is a major security risk. And I can assure you that it is, just based on the decryption functions that I've seen. I've seen it decode ciphers. I've seen it look at a variety of 1 and 2 level cyber warfare type concerns, meaning this is nothing huge in terms of taking down the Department of Defense or hacking into the infrastructure of banks. However, if this is what's in the public domain, you can imagine what is in the military domain, and probably what's been there for a while. It's hard to say. Although I don't think we have a 25-year lead time on QStar, because I think OpenAI, after the development and progression of iteration, moved past the Moore's Law. Probably even the Department of Defense is a little bit surprised about how quickly this stuff is evolving. That's my hunch. Don't know for sure. This is my hunch.
It's going to take some time to figure out what it does at the enterprise level, and that's sort of where I want to leave us. One, we're seeing O1 integrated into development environments. That's going to be a big factor for larger code bases. So Cursor has O1 now. Two, I want to call out that we have increased nuance in O1 that is going to allow different kinds of enterprise use cases, and we're just scratching the surface. So Build Better called out that they get more nuanced customer insights when they use O1 to measure how customers are responding via customer tickets. They can get perspectives on why customers are saying what they're saying that they just weren't getting in other models. At the same time, you have the idea of contract analysis coming up now with O1, where O1 can be used to do contract analysis where you actually use chain of thought to understand what's in a complicated enterprise contract, where the signatures apply, where the dates apply to the signatures, how different clauses relate to each other. Those are things that previously you would probably have to have a human do, because LLMs tend to take inside a particular document whatever is convenient if they're not hallucinating.
Right.
That's been sort of the complaint for a while. And having O1 actually read the document carefully, think about it, and respond with more thoughtfulness is new. And that kind of perspective is going to unlock new use cases that we haven't seen before. If all of this is really interesting.
Exactly. And Nate gets into, if all this is interesting, you should talk to him, and we'll be introducing you to him. So I want to address my current assessment of O1, QStar, Strawberry, probably a castrated version of some of the QStar stacks. I've been able to, let me give you an example of how powerful it is just on the superficial level, and I'm not pushing it hard. Please keep in mind we get a very limited version of this. I was using version 4 Omega, and I was actually parsing, I was dumping images for quality SEO rankings on a certain software application that has thousands of campaigns in it, and I wanted to see how well the campaigns were doing overall, and it would extract the images and tell me, it came up with advanced math, and it started to help me. After about 1.5 hours into getting up somewhere around statistically analyzing the overall health of the software, the effectiveness of this SEO method campaign, 4 Omega basically died, and it lost track. It couldn't update its spreadsheet anymore. It just got confused. And so what I did, I want you guys to try this if you have OpenAI and QStar or O1. I copy and pasted a 2-hour-long conversation in text that I'd had with version 4.0, and I pasted it directly into O1. And I asked it if it could help me fix the problems and the discontinuity that the less intelligent application had. And it fixed all the where 4 Omega broke down. It read everything. It saw where it broke down. It realized what happened when it screwed up my spreadsheet. It had deleted some columns and everything. It fixed it all. And it thought this through very carefully. You can see it parsing. It says, thinking of the best thing to do, considering rules, considering context. You can see it do a chain of thought reasoning, CO2 reasoning, which is thinking slow. Daniel Kahneman, thinking fast and slow. It dropped it back into me and gave me a perfect sheet of a 2-hour-long conversation that went off the rails about an hour in and had a whole bunch of confusing stuff. It provided the perfect analysis and the overall quality score control of this SEO software I was using, fixed it, told me that where things were going well and things were not going well, and that was it. All of that took about 23 seconds. Okay, that is amazing, because think about this, guys. There were no images in QStar or O1, okay, because it doesn't allow it. Probably because the Department of Defense won't allow it. Okay, because if it could have read the images, if this thing could see video, This thing is way, way, way smarter than humans. Okay, but the fact that it could repair a conversation that went off the rails in multiple other applications is a very big deal. This is chain of thought reasoning. This is a castrated version of Q-star. Imagine what Q-star actually is. Okay, so we need to start teaching you guys how to use in SEO and AEO and search engine optimization, how to use these tools for chain of thought reasoning and for as an extension of your own intelligence, as a prosthesis of your own intelligence, and not something that disempowers you, not something that you abdicate to the machine world, but that you use as a tool. Okay, and some of the big stuff we're going to be doing is in Kaylin's and my training called Information Gain for SEO and AEO. Information Gain is a novelty-based understanding of how the search engines are shifting over into answers, and Perplexity.ai. Guys, we're already ranking our clients and customers in Perplexity and in answer engine technologies. And thanks so much, Nate, for your great video. We'll keep talking to you and talking to the rest of our community. Thanks.